Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff White, Jeff White Fitness Solutions. Thanks for checking out this video today. And today I want to talk about something that's going on the other side of the world. It's over in China. And I think this is something we all need to pay attention to. Now, I know that since it's China, people may not really care much, but my personal thinking is this could be a preview to what we see in the near future. So this is just part one of what I want to talk about. And basically, there's a run on Chinese banks right now. And the run is because some banks have been closed and they have not allowed people to access their money online. So people have been going to the banks, which is called a run. Now, a lot of times when people rush the banks risk collapse because they do not have the physical cash on hand. So this is a major problem going on over in China. And as you know, they had the lockdowns and just a lot of things going on that we are not privy to over here, but they're having a run. Now, what makes this scary is how China has reacted to this run. And I think this is what could happen here in the United States. So check this out. Okay, so what was going on is people were literally going to the banks to get their money, and they were staging protests across the country. So what China did was they stopped the protests by turning their health codes red, which limited their ability to move around the country. Now, the health code is basically their jab test, either positive or negative. So if you test positive, then you are limited in your movements. So they restrict what you can do. So I thought that was very scary. Basically, these people want their money. They are arranging protests. They're going to meet up to protest. They're going to different banks and locations to protest. But the country limited their ability to move around by turning their health codes red. That should really scare you because they all over the world they're pushing these jabs, and they are even talk of vaccine passports all over the world. This is a textbook reason why you should be very leery of this type of thing. All right, guys, so I'm just going to read what it says here because this is crazy. So it says a protest planned by hundreds of bank depositors in central China seeking access to their frozen funds has been thwarted because the authorities have turned their health code apps red, several depositors told Reuters. The depositors were planning to travel to the central province of Henan this week from across China to protest against an almost 2-month block on accessing at least $178 million of deposits, which has left companies unable to pay workers and individuals unable to access savings. Right-wing groups have warned China could use its vast COVID surveillance infrastructure to stifle dissent. This is the part that gets me. Without a green code on their smartphone app, citizens lose access to public transport and spaces such as restaurants and malls, as well as the right to travel across the country. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. That is absolutely crazy. Now, you may say, well, that will never happen here. Well, think about what happened to the Canadian truckers when they did their protest. What did they do? They froze their accounts. Not only their accounts, they froze the people accounts who contributed to their cause. So, is it much of a stress to think that they would do something like this also in another country, maybe even here in the United States? I don't think so. So, guys, this is what could happen here in the United States, and especially if they ever implement that central bank digital currency. When they have that implemented, they can track your every purchase and they can limit what you can do with that central bank digital currency. So, if you do something they do not like, they will cut off your money and do anything they can to limit you from protesting like you see over in China. So, I personally believe that they're going to do what they're going to do, and it will be very hard to fight this. So instead of trying to fight it, I think one of the best things we can do is get out of the system. So looking at China, their issue was they could not access their money. They couldn't get into the banks. So they had a bank run. So what could you do? What we can do here in the United States is we can have physical cash. We can have cash on our possession and physical gold and silver, because physical gold and silver is totally out of the system and it cannot be tracked, and it's yours. And that is real money. You see, they don't teach real money in the world anymore. So it's very important that we understand that. Next thing we can do to get out the system is start growing our own food. The more food you can grow, the better. Now, as they said, in China, they limit their access to malls and stores. But if you have your own food growing, that's yours. Next, you want to stock up on food and supplies, because again, if they limit you from going to the stores because you didn't get the jab in your shoulder, or for whatever reason, you have a lot of stock in your home that you have that you can fall back on. Next, you want to own your own home. You want to own a home that they cannot take from you, as far as if they raised a mortgage or anything of that nature. Next thing you want to do is have alternative sources of power. If the power gets turned off, you can keep your lights on. You can keep your deep freezer running if you have like a gas generator, or even a couple solar generators or solar panels on your home. And last but certainly not least, have multiple streams of income. If you have more than one income source, you're not going to be relying on that one source to pay all your bills. And this is especially important today with all these layoffs that are coming our way. So this is just a couple of things I think we can do, but we have to look at what's going on in other countries, guys, because that could be a prelude to what we see here. And instead of just looking at it and dismissing it, ask yourself, if that would have happened here, how could I protect myself? These are just some ways to do it. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any other ideas that we can do? So let's talk about it, people, because this is getting scary. And please like and subscribe to my channel, because I like to talk about things that are not normally discussed. All right, guys, take care and stay safe. Peace.